All right, good morning, everyone. Back in the Pratte Pack Gym. You know, Election Day tomorrow. Don't forget, local news, KDKA, award-winning news department, and CBS Radio taking care of everything nationally throughout the night. Immediately when those polls close, make sure that you're tuned in to News Radio 1020 KDK. And if you're going out tomorrow to vote, which you should be, right? I hope that you will stop in for a little breakfast or lunch at the Brighton Hot Dog Shop before you cast your ballot. Always good to vote on a full stomach, right? Speaking of good eats, and hey, let's face it, it's community, it's neighborhood, it's gathering, it's discussing this great country that we live in and the democracy that we're so blessed to have. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Monaca SOI, and throughout the day, I'm going to be serving up that great pasta, manja manja, all the way until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So, dinner will be waiting for you on Pacific Avenue at the Monaca SOI. Where do we begin? Let's talk about the election a little bit. You know, you just really have to wonder about all of the polls that are out there because you keep seeing these massive crowds for Donald Trump. Moon Township, last night, another good example. And you know, Hillary Clinton really has been in politics for a very long time and is well respected and rightfully so. And you'd have to say to yourself, can she really lose this thing? I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that she's going to. I mean, in my opinion, right? I mean, she has so many people backing her, an incredible union labor. They are definitely in her corner. And so many others, too. And she has had a wonderful career. I mean, think about it. Former First Lady during the 90s with then President Bill Clinton, Secretary of State, Senator in New York. I mean, she has done a lot. An Ivy League graduate. Then you look at Donald Trump. Look what he has done with his life. He has parlayed it into an amazing business of just one success after another. He is an incredible individual who is really, let's face it, folks, to get the Republican nomination, did you think that was possible when we were back discussing the Iowa caucuses and those early primaries? No, you didn't. I know I didn't. So it's going to be very interesting, and I know one thing, no matter what happens, it will be a win for this country. Once again, showing that we have something that everybody would love to have, and that's this democracy. Of course, the bond, our Constitution, and who we all are in this country. And it's an amazing process, and it has been truly incredible to share it with you on News Radio 1020 KDK over the recent months and, of course, the last year or so, each and every week, just getting your emotions out and talking to me about your feelings about what you have seen. Whether you agree with either one of these candidates, one thing you cannot argue with, they have definitely made people re-engage with presidential politics and the vote process and democracy. And in the end, that is a good thing. Now, I have really gathered some of the best people to have on the radio tonight, and I just finished sending all of them a text message to make sure that they're all in place, and we have them lined up on the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. So here's what's happening on Rob Pratte Monday night. The great Dr. Gerald Pipe from that incredible show, the Allegheny Health Network program, Medical Frontiers, Neurology and Hearing Disorders from 7 to 8. Always enjoy my time with the physicians and Dr. Gerald Piper, of course, hosting that program on the Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers show tonight, 7 to 8. And then Ralph Sindrich, we're going to kind of step out of the election mode, but I'm going to ask him one thing concerning Donald Trump. Ralph Sindrich, former Pitt Panther, went to Avella High School, and yes, he went into the NFL and had, I believe, a pretty good career. Hey, if you put the cleats and you fasten that chin strap just one Sunday in the National Football League, as far as I'm concerned, you've made it. Or even to have the opportunity to work out or be a part of any NFL team. But this guy played at a high level and played for many years, and he has a book out, NFL Brawler. He's going to be a part of the literary series at the Heinz History Center on Thursday, and we're going to talk about that. And if you want to hear some good stories of a man who lived it, you're going to want to be there. But remember the Jersey Generals, Donald Trump, the USFL, Herschel Walker? I am going to ask Ralph tonight, why did the USFL not make it? I mean, in the early days, the AFL, a lot of people were questioning. Then, of course, Joe Willie Namath, and they did merge, and it's the greatest brand in the world as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to ask him about that tonight. He's an attorney, an agent, smart man, knows business, and he obviously knows football. So remind me if I forget to ask him that tonight, okay? But he'll be with me on the program right after local news at 8 with Joe DiStio. And then we're going to dive right into it. Our political go-to guy, you're going to be hearing a lot of him over the next 2 days on News Radio 1020 KDK, and I'm glad because he's one of the most respected people in the industry of covering politics. He is the great Bill Green on the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. Then, of course, your phone calls, which really are the biggest part of our get-together, That's what I'm going to be striving for tonight at 866-391-1020. You can also text me at that number, and Dollar Bank Instant Access at kdk.com. And then KDKA TV2 money editor and political analyst John Delano after CBS News at 9:30. And then we continue with our cavalcade of guests. We've got the great Dr. Terry Madonna, who is spot on when it comes to the polling process from the polling center of Franklin and Marshall in Lancaster. He joins me after CBS News at 10. And then at 10:30, he's a political and polling expert. Doug Saltzman will be on the air with me as well, too. So everything that you need to know tonight about election 2016. Now let's talk a little NFL football. Did you happen to have a chance to see the game last night? Latavius Murray, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Oakland Raiders are back. Mark Davis, Al Davis' son, up in his box, pumping his hand. They said this was the biggest game in Oakland since 2002. And Jack Del Rio, I loved him when I watched him play in the NFL. Great football coach, a lot of style. Persona is nothing but win, win, win. Like win, baby, the mantra of Al Davis. Love Jack Del Rio. He was quoted after the game saying, "We are growing to expect to win." And they did just that. Derek Carr, 184 yards. They defeated the Denver Broncos last night to really take that next step to the primetime upper echelon of some of the NFL's best teams in 2016. And I must tell you, having the Raiders win again is a good thing in the National Football League, and I'm happy for them. Now, Joe Gibbs, another great coach for many years who I've had the utmost respect for because this guy is a winner too. He, of course, behind that Toyota brand and now part of the Sports Clips brand, racing, as always, his team at a high level. And his racer, number 19, Carl Edwards, won the rain-shortened AAA NASCAR sprint race in Fort Worth yesterday and is now in championship contention. And it's hard to believe that Carl Edwards was the Rookie of the Year in 2004 and is still racing at such a high level, and that's a good thing. So there you have it, folks. Monday Night Football tonight. You've got Rex Ryan and Buffalo taking on Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. So enjoy that on ESPN. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go to work, and then we'll see you later at work at CBS Radio World Headquarters in Green Tree for Rob Pratt Monday night starting at 7 with the Allegheny Health Network program Medical Frontiers. Have a great day, everybody.